What's up, traders? Welcome back to another episode of Chat Insights. This is the 19th of October 2025, and we are having um, our banger episode on Chat Insights. We've have our previous episode, I think that should be about 2 weeks ago. That should be around earlier this month. Yeah, that should be earlier this month, and ever since we don't have any chat inside. That is because my bias on most of the pairs I had shared in the previous episode still stand. So everything is still intact. So I just want to show you how the market has been doing and how we can position ourselves for the rest of the 2 weeks that we have for the month of October to move out. So we'll be looking at the major currency pairs, the indices market, and we'll be looking at Bitcoin as well. So first on what we are having on my screen here is GBP USD. You will know for a fact that GBP USD has just been moving in a choppy market structure. A little time it will be bullish and a little time is going to be bearish. The best thing to do in this kind of structure is just to stay on the sideline and just keep watching. If you look at what I have on my day charts, you will see that I've been able to identify a chart patterns. So until price breaks either above or below of this chart pattern, that is when I will be willing to take a trade. But with this chart pattern, I'm expecting the market to break to the downside. In previous episode, you would note that I said I'm expecting a bearish movement on GU. And why do I say so? So on the monthly chart, we will note that the overall trend has been bearish. This strong pullback we are seeing is just like an intermediate trend within this overall trend. So I'm feeling like the pounds is going to get weak against USD. So probably we can have that rejection from this point. But we still have some things to take note. As a traders, you don't just want to jump into conclusion like that without not having some reason to justify your action. So if I scale lower to the monthly charts, weekly, you will see that the trend has been very bullish on the weekly charts. And with this pattern, ideally this pattern that I'm seeing here, this pattern is a bilateral pattern. For those of you that trade chart patterns, I trade chart patterns and I love to trade chart patterns. So this chart pattern is a bilateral move. Simply means that we can have a break to the up and we can either have a break to the down. But in this case, the most um the most point to be expecting the break is to the upside. Yes, and that is because the initial trend is bullish. So we should be expecting this break to the upside. But in a case whereby price now breaks lower, that is what I want, which that is what I want to see, I will be expecting a massive collapse on GBP USD. But if what I want to see, market doesn't give me that, and market just went opposite, and the breaks happens to be to the upside, I'll be looking for possible way to join a buy trade. So as a trader, you don't just want to be rigid, you want to be flexible. You you want to react based on what market is showing you, not based on what you are expecting. If I'm expecting downside that the market decides to go up, definitely I'm going to look for ways of how to get in. So for GBP USD, aside from this chart pattern, we still have this light blue bar that is currently holding price. If price should breaks below, we should expect a very downward movement on GBP USD. But if price should break above, then it's most likely we get to this point. So for now, my fingers are crossed. I don't have anything yet on GBP USD. I'm standing on the sideline and I'm looking at it. I won't be taking any decision if we are still inside of this chart pattern. So let's move on to Euro USD. Euro USD to me look more clearer than the GBP USD. So let me take this off and then re-explain to you. Let's take this off. Now let's go back to that monthly chart. On monthly chart on Euro USD, of course, you know, GBP USD and Euro USD moves similar. And what we are currently seeing here is that Euro has just approached a resistance on the monthly chart, and this resistance has been holding price for um, about 4 or 5 months thereabout, from when we have this massive bullish push, then 1 2 3 4 for the past 4 months. This price has been unable to break above this level, so it's telling us that we may likely have some sellers sitting around this level. If we now scale down to weekly charts to be able to see how price action is moving at this region, number one thing is that I'm able to spot a chart pattern. This chart pattern is signaling a bullish exhaustions in the market, which telling me that the bulls are getting weaker. Now, let's just not pay attention to the chart patterns. Let's pay attention to the formations of candlesticks. Before price get to this resistance, you will see how the bulls were so strong. Look at massive candlesticks that are forming. But the moment we get to this point, the bullish candlestick starts reducing. In fact, we now have more of dojis, more of battles between the buyers and the sellers in this region. So merely looking at candlestick formation, we will see that the bulls are already getting exhausted. And with the formation of this doji reversal bar, we will see that it tells us that the bears are now stepping in to push price to the downside. And if they are pushing price to the downside, the most likely points that price may get to is to the next level. So price may come here to see some kind of demand at this point before we can see any rally back to the upside. And if there's not enough demand here, I can tell you for free that Euro USD can even drop more lower. So with this and inclusion of my chart patterns, I can as well see that we already have a break. Sorry. All right, I can see that we already have a break of this chart pattern. This chart pattern, if you trade chart pattern, this is a rising wedge chart patterns indicating a bearish movement. If you spot this in a bearish direction, it's telling us that the bearish trend is most likely to continue. If you spot this in a bullish trend like what we have in this case of Euro USD, is signaling a potential reversal of price. And with candle confirmation, we're already seeing the bulls getting exhausted, and we already have a break. So what we are currently having now is not like a break and retest. So if you look at the day chart, so I want us to pay attention to the market structure as well. Let's pay attention to the market structure as well. If you look at this, you see that price fails to create high that are higher than this. We came lower thinking we want to go bullish. We create a lower high, price drop again. We push back up, and now looking like we are pushing downward. So from here, I'm expecting to look for bearish trade on Euro USD. I should have taken this trade on Friday, but I decided not to because I just want to skip that swap on Friday. So when the market opens, I'll be looking for sell opportunity on Euro USD. If you go down to the 4-hour time frame, which is where I most take my entry from, even if you use trend line here, you will see that this is like a fake out on a trend line. Bounce 1 2 3, and this is the fourth touch. Price make a fake move to the upside, and now we are back inside of this trend line. When market opens, you should be looking to short this market. So but before I'm not going to be entering on this trade as soon as the market opens. I may just come back after some few hours to see if there's no any kind of gap reactions. If the market still stay the same, I'll be looking to sell here and then my levels target is going to be this down movement. So if price is able to cross this low, we should expect more downward movement on Euro USD. So that is that on that. Let's move to AUD USD. AUD USD has been moving sideways all through last week. It moved sideways. However, I'm still bearish on AUD USD. We did have a fourth touch of trend line. Yeah, I shared this in the last episode. I'm already short on this trade and my trade has been moved to break even. So I'm expecting the market to still drop more lower. If I move down to the weekly chart, so if you just want to get on AUD USD trade, I'm waiting for a pullback so I can add to my trade. So on day chart, you can see what is happening on day chart. The market is now moving sideways. So what I can just do here is to just box this. Let's see what we are going to have on the 4 hour. Yeah, now this is now another chart pattern. I told you I'm a chart pattern trader. This is the rectangle chart patterns. If we should have a massive break to the downside now, I will look to add another sell to my trade. My stop loss will come above that bar and I expect the market to continue its downward movement. So my first level target is going to be this blue bar. So I'm expecting the market to still go more bearish on AUD USD. So let me just change that color, make it more lighter. Okay, so I'm expecting more downward movements. So if price breaks lower, I'll be looking to add to my sell. My stop is going to be above, and then I expect my first level target to be 0.630000 on AUD USD. Same thing I'm having on NZD USD. NZD USD, I'm looking for another addition. My first trade has been break even. In fact, I've been able to trail a little bit of profit. So this, I already shared this in my previous episode. I don't need to do so much explanation again. Market has moved, so I'm looking to add my second position on this. I'm waiting for price to break below this counter trend line. I'll be looking to go short. Let me just say, let me readjust my counter trend line like this. Yeah, so I'm waiting for price to break below and I'll be looking to add more short opportunity on NZD USD. USD card, I'm bullish here. I'm expecting price to pull back. Price has just been moving steeply, so I'm not so much interested. I'm not so eager to jump on trade. I always love to take my times, see more confluence factors. In fact, a very strong reason before I jump on trade. So USD card is most likely I may not be having entry unless price can drop this far. If price can drop this far, I'll be looking to take a buy opportunity. But if not, the USD card is just fine and good and we can expect more push to the upside. If you are a scalper or a day trader, you can go lower to lower time frame like the 1 hour chart to pick your entry, but the trend I'm looking at here is to the upside. Another gem I'm looking forward to, not this, let me just quickly explain this. Yeah, okay, so now on USD CHF, I take a buy trade on Thursday or Wednesday, I think, and the trade, I hit stop loss on that trade. So the market is not just ready to push, but I'm still seeing a possible double top pattern indicating a reversal in play. But on this, I will have to exercise a lot of patience. I've been able to identify this counter trend line. When price breaks above this, I'll be ready to take a buy trade. If not, anything that is happening within this point, I'm not interested. Day traders, scalpers might look for buy opportunity on USD CHF, but for me, I'm not buying until I see price cross above this my counter trend line. This year now, I'm having an high on USD JPY. One thing that I love so much about this counter trend line is that it prevents me from premature trade entry. The trade I took on USD CHF on Wednesday, which hit me at stop loss, I did not use the counter trend line. It's just like a normal break and retest strategy, but I've always loved to include counter trend line on all my entry, but I failed to do that, and then I did pay for it. So this one as well, we have a break and retest here. On a normal day, if I'm to use my break and retest concept strategy, I would have get in on a trade after the formation of this morning star. But because I'm waiting for a break of this my counter trend line, it prevents me from taking this premature trade. So right here now, I'm now having price going more deeper inside. So I'm waiting for price to rise back up, and I'll be looking to take a buy trade. If you look at the day charts, you will see that the movement to the upside is very high, and now we have a deeper retrace into the 0.5 fib level. I want to see a break above, and I'm expecting USD JPY to start a trajectory to the upside. So that is what I have on USD JPY. If we look at gold very briefly, one thing happened on gold which was very painful for me. All of this move, I saw it forthcoming. Trust me, I did project gold to 4,000. In fact, then after I continue my analysis on it, I expect it to move to 4,200. If you follow me on Facebook, you will know that I dropped this even before this movement happened. I saw a trade entry somewhere around this point, but because of what gold has been doing here, I was waiting for a clearer movement for price to break above a simple retest, and I'm going to join the buy trade. But price breaks and it's never retested, it just went straight up. This will have been a very good trade. Ever since I've been trading, it would have been a very good cash, because this is about 7,000 pips. The internet is going to shake. 7,000 pip movement. But what happened, it is what it is. I do not take the trade, so you just have to wait for another opportunity. And all of these movements, I did not find a way to just jump in. Once trade already leave me and it's already get to the middle, I don't like joining trade in the middle. It's either the starting point. I don't like the middle. And here now is very hard to take a buy trade on gold. I'm not doing anything on gold. Even if you look at the weekly chart, we've had a very big surge to the upside. It's most likely we have some retracements, and if not, gold can just keep rallying up. So whenever I see anything clearer on gold, we will come back on gold to come and look at it. Same thing on silver. Yeah, I'm interested on what I'm currently seeing now on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I'm still expecting this. I recently posted this on my Facebook that I'm expecting price to drop to around 195 zone, and from here I'm expecting Bitcoin to rise to another all-time high, which my projected point is 140,000 per coin on BTC. So I'm still patiently waiting for the pullback. You will see now that we're already having a reversal pattern, which is the M pattern. So let me just show you something that I'm seeing on why I'm expecting that long. If you look at this movement, you will see that M pattern which led to the reverse. Price spring to the upside, we have that M pattern which led to the retracement. Price spring to the upside, and now what are we having again? We are having that M pattern. I'm expecting it to lead to this correction, and then we are rallying to this 140,000 per coin on Bitcoin. So I'm patiently waiting. I'm not taking trade, day trading, scalping. I'm not interested. I'm waiting to cash the swing move on BTC. So that is what I'm currently seeing on BTC. Now if you look at the index markets, the indices market, price is at the middle. I don't like trading at the middle. It's either I trade from here or I trade from here. If price just continue pushing up here, then I'm not interested. I do have so much confidence when I trade from the starting point, or when I'm trading from a very strong base, not trading at the middle. If you look at the day chart, you are having a very nice trend line movement, but I'm not interested. I would love it if price can just, if we have a surge here, people might call it a crash, but it's not a crash to me. It's just a mere retracement for me to catch a swing opportunity to the upside. So on indices markets, I'm not looking at anything for now. So majorly my highs are on AUD USD, looking forward to add to another position. NZD USD, looking forward to add to another position. USD JPY, looking forward to a breakout of my counter trend line for a bullish continuation movement. So these three are just the pair that I have on my watch list for now. If you look at them, you can see that I already have a red folder to have indicate them. So for the rest, I'm not looking at anything except for Euro USD. So Euro USD, which I'm just recently looking to catch trade opportunity on. So I'm still watching. I may just want to wait to see, because now from here I'm not seeing counter trend line yet. So I'm still watching Euro USD. I will still be watching Euro USD, and if I want to get on that trade, I'm going to share that on my Telegram channel. So if you are not there, you will see the link in my bio here on YouTube. So just click on it. It's going to take you directly to the Telegram channel. You can join us there and learn from one another. So that is what I'm looking at for the rest of October. So the next time I'll be coming on here is going to be the first week of November. So the year is running out of ends, and traders, don't rush. Don't rush. Just don't rush. I will see you in the next one.